Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Gemini, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. If you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Strength card. And interestingly enough, it's the same card as the Destiny card for the weekly general. So if you haven't seen it, please don't forget to check it out. Also, I would advise that your oh, come on, brain. I would advise that this week, so when you have the same card as your weekly card, as your key to the week card, as you do the general card, I always say that this is like having your finger on the pulse. Like this week, you're aware of what's going on. This week, you are faster, more able to intuit what's taking place with people. And it also gives you an energy of being tapped into the flow or into the stream, if you like. What I like about the Strength card for you as well, this week it's giving you the strength to do what needs to be done, but also it's giving you the courage to go after something in a new way. So in a lot of ways, it does suggest that you're stepping out in this new direction in some way, shape or form. For your actions and options this week, you have the Five of Cups. Interesting, because I think it was Taurus that had this same card in this same position. And funnily enough, I'm going to say to you what I said to them. When we head off in new directions, when we decide to change something, especially something big in our lives, sometimes we can go through the process of mourning who we were. And in a lot of ways, this does see you making a big step this week. It's, you know, it looks like whatever decision you're making, you are leaving something behind for good. This is something about your old life. This is the closing of an old chapter. It's the release of something that you maybe loved, maybe a connection that you had, maybe something to do with your heart space, or maybe even just something from your, something that you thought would always have a place in your life, whether this is a friendship, a partnership, it could be, a car, it could be a home, it could be a place. It's, very possible, but whatever it is that you're letting go of this week, it does suggest, yes, you're going to have to dig deep to find the strength to do it. But it really does suggest in a lot of ways that whatever you're releasing, there is going to be that sense of, wow, okay, this is the end of an era or the closing of a chapter. For your communications and conversations, you have the Seven of Wands. This is really literally you standing your ground. And this week it does look like you are going to have words with somebody, and they may not necessarily be the easiest of words. It might be that this is the week where you have to have that conversation with the colleague, where you have to have that conversation with a friend, with a family member. Something this week is coming to an end, and it does look like it's an interpersonal relationship of some kind. And I get the feeling that this is about you drawing a line. So maybe this is you saying, look, you know what, I can no longer be apologetic for whatever's taken place between us. Maybe this is you saying, you know what, I've made enough allowances for you to be who you are. However, you're now stepping on, my hopes, my dreams, my whatever. For those of you that work for somebody else, your Seven of Wands and the Strength card, this could be maybe you're going toe to toe with your boss this week. For some of you, you could be having that conversation. Maybe you have to say, look, you know what? I think you're putting too much on me, or actually, I feel like this situation is vastly unfair. This week, it looks like you're speaking up on something. And because you've got the Seven of Wands, remember the Seven of Wands always sees you in the right. So whatever you're saying, it's kind of like it's backed up by the fact that you're in the right. So use that to your advantage and use that in a way where it's like kind of like one of those the truth will out kind of energies. Just something for you to think about. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, in a lot of ways, this is going to see you either going after a new market. It's going to see you maybe going toe to toe with somebody that is a bigger company or a bigger name than you. in a lot of ways, it suggests that whatever you are bringing to the table is big, it's new, and it's novel. But it also suggests that some of the tried and true tested methods, brands, people in your arena or industry, they're going to try to muscle in on you. And it's important that you stand your ground this week. When it comes to your those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, this week, finding a way to say something to, you know, to a friend, to a peer, to a family member, finding a way to say something that you've been harboring or holding on to for a long time is going to be vital for you moving forward. I think in a lot of ways as well, and especially because there's that Five of Cups energy there. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, I do get this sense that like, it's like, well, I've held on to this bitterness for so long. If I let it go, do you know what I mean? Like, who am I? What am I without my sorrow or without my pain? And that's not to mock you at all. We've all been there. And anyone that tells you that they haven't is a bullshit. And I'm going to call that right here and right now. You know, that is the truth of it. We've all been in that place where, you know, where we think, wow, you know, if I let go of this aspect of who I used to be or the way that I've held on to this for the longest time, we kind of end up saying, whoa, okay, you know, now I have to be a different person. It's like, you know, when you have something that you're angry about for the longest time and then you either get over it or you have the explanation or the apology and it makes everything better and you're like, wow, okay, now I've got to find something else to fuel myself. That is exactly what I'm talking about here. For your money and materials, you have the Ace of Wands. You better get this money. I love it. I love it. I love it. Your Ace of Wands is fun, energetic, vibrant. This is really about you discovering that you can have fun and make money, that you can make money from the things that you love. This is a really important lesson for humanity as a whole, because if everybody did what they loved, everything would be top grade. I truly, truly believe that. I really, really do. You know, I'm just putting it out there. That's what I'm manifesting, baby. Everyone doing what they love. But this week, it's going to require action, right? So the Strength card is there saying you've got the grit, you've got the determination, but now you need to grab your bits and you need to get on with it, right? You've got the action is what's needed. This week, you are going to have to initiate something that takes you in a new direction. It's an ace after all. For your physical health and vitality, this week, you've got the energy. This week you have like, you've got that, you know what I'm saying? Like you've got that, like that sort of energy. The Ace of Wands is vibrant, it's passionate, it is life infusing, life enhancing and life enforcing, if you like. Like there's the Ace of Wands is unstoppable. And so therefore, when it comes to your health and vitality this week, maybe your mood or, you know, how you feel about things is a little bit iffy, but you've got the energy. And, you know, I'll say this to you, you're healthy this week. You have but to choose to be healthy, and that is what you will be. When it comes to your home and environment, well, look, something that you are starting this week, for some of you, it could be construction. For some of you, this could be literally you're deciding it's time to move, it's time to move on, it's time to leave this place, it's time to sell up, it's time to find somewhere new to live. It's, you know, there's something about the home that is coming up for review this week. For some of you, this will be working on the home to make it better. For some of you, this will be deciding to move away from wherever it is that you are right now. For your love and relations, you have the Hierophant card. Well, look, for those of you that are single, I will say this to you, this could be a week where you end up meeting somebody that becomes a very special, integral part of your life. For those of you that are newly in relationships or have been kind of, you know, seeing someone off and on for a while, this week something about the relationship takes a new turn. And for some of you, maybe this is the conversation that you're having. Look, I need to know what we are. Are we in or are we out? It doesn't matter which it is, but just let me know so that I can move on, you know, in any way, shape or form. And then for those of you that are already married or in established bonds, this is really nice, because this is you guys really now figuring out what the next step is for you as a unit, right? This is you thinking as a collective rather than two separate people in a relationship, which is the way that it should be, right? Another way that you could look at this as well for those of you that have been in long-term relationships, this could literally be an engagement. Now I say that because the Hierophant card very often represents the marriage energy, like the traditional commitment. So there's something this week where it's like you're saying, this is what I need in order for us to step forward. This is what I need it to be for us to have something concrete or solid. I think Geminis are really getting very honest about their feelings this week, and there's no holding back. I actually think this is a very good thing. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.